Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? Thursday, June 4th. This is, of course, your daily financial news. And before we sort of jump into the day, gotta let you know something's going on with the channel that I'd love to get your feedback on. So it looks like the last couple of days we have seen below trend additions of subscribers. This channel was growing roughly 20 new subscribers a day for quite a while, which I appreciate and thank you for. The last couple of days we have been under 5. And for those of you long-term viewers, let me know. Not sure what to take of that. Obviously, lots going on in the world that we are talking about. So just letting you know that I'm following that and continuing to move forward and trying to help out where I can. So today's daily financial news, mostly, again, I think we're on a trend of mostly good news. I think the lots of the reopening, lots of pent up demand. What we pontificated about what was going on in China. I think about a month ago or 6 weeks ago, we talked about what they termed, not me, they called revenge buying. Basically, all the pent up demand and people were just rushing into stores. Lots of retailers, lots of restaurants, casinos, airlines are all talking about above expectations for activity and the like. So, again, as a consumer based economy, seeing that, let's call those initial data points, moving into a trend would be pretty awesome. And just so you know, the daily financial news we usually do at 7:30 versus 6:30. But on Thursdays, I have an interview at 7, so hence we do Thursday the exceptions. The one day a week we do it before 7. So what we have going on today is the EU. The Central Bank of EU is stepping up to the plate and nearly doubling their buying of EU bonds. It's gone from 750 billion with a B to now 1.35 billion euros. Again, and then taking it from the end of 2020 to now the middle of 2021, sort of the time frame they're shooting for. So again, something going on. They are going to be in the market, much like the Fed. The Fed has come in with nearly $3 trillion. So we see what's going on there with asset prices. And of course, when the EU comes in like that, you can see a big hit to lowering borrowing costs. Italy was the big drop this morning of 0.2% in a single day. So pretty significant there. The big number of the day, this is Thursday. This is unfortunately, it's another 7-figure new claims. Today came in at 1.88 million, slightly above the expectation of 1.8 million. The number that we will start talking about is continuing claims. That is now the most important number. Not to belittle or feel for the folks that are filing new claims. The number we will be tracking ongoing is continuing claims, and that ticked up. Last week was a drop of roughly 4 million, and we were hoping for that data point to turn into a trend. Unfortunately, this week was up. It was up slightly, but again, we were hoping for a continued negative trend. So continuing claims came in at 21.487, so call it 21.5 million. That will be a number we talk about ongoing every Thursday. On the unemployment claims, the big number is going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow's print for May employment is going to be, I can't stress it enough, it's going to be critical. If it sort of validates the ADP number from yesterday, we're going to see some rocking and rolling in the stock market. If it comes in and says, like it has in years past, the ADP number was, I don't know what else to say, wrong, miscalculated, different numbers. There are slightly different data sets. So if it comes in vastly different, it will be, we'll take some steam out of the market. Tomorrow's unemployment number will pretty much, in my guess, be the talk of Friday. So that will be interesting to watch. We have some local kind of company news. Michael's, the craft store, was expecting to earn 14 cents a share. It came in at negative 43 cents. So again, maybe a small kitchen sink quarter. Doesn't feel like it to me. Same store sales were down 27.6%. Not sure if you saw this, but both FedEx and UPS are adding quote unquote surcharges to some of their shipments, right? Again, that's, you know, I guess the thing there for me is, do these surcharges become just normal fare going forward, and we see an increase in shipping costs? Yeah, probably pretty likely. We have Simon Properties, the largest mall operator, going after Gap. Gap is their largest tenant. They're going after Gap and filed a lawsuit for $66 million in unpaid rent. That's a lot of rent. $66 million. What's it been? 2 months? I guess we're in June now, so is it 3 months? I don't know. But that's a pretty big, healthy number. Back to the reopening, we have American Airlines coming out going, you know what? We're going to add some more flights to our summer schedule, along with other airlines. Again, I think we talked about it, might have been over the weekend. It's going to be an interesting price war for airlines this summer. Probably see some of the cheapest flights you and I have seen, certainly in the past decade. So if you are up for it and you think global travel is something you want to give a shot to, I think you're going to get some pretty amazing prices. And someone who's traveled the world, man, there are some beautiful places out there to see. And if you get a chance, you feel up to it. Global travel is going to be interesting, because a lot of spots that are very tourist oriented are not going to be this year. So if that is you, enjoy this. You'll be able to make some memories. I don't know if you've noticed this, but the S&P 500 has had the greatest ever 50-day move in the market. They are up. It is up 37.7%. What is interesting about this article, if you find it, I found it on CNBC, is they went ahead and looked at the past 7 largest moves. And if you look at the 3, 6, and 12 months after the 50-day, 6 of the 7 moves for 3 months were up. Well, there was one that was down like 1.7%. 6 months, all 7 were up, and 12 months, all 7 were up. Sample size is not great, right? It's only 7. It's kind of like the Moderna, testing thing, which was 8. But anyways, it's an interesting thing to think about, right? So we have had the greatest move for the S&P 50-day move ever. And history says when you have a large move like that, 3, 6, and 12 months out, stocks are even higher. So again, just interesting data to look at. One big news that I caught today was job announcement cuts. So again, companies announcing that cuts are coming. Actually fell 41% in May. Again, good news. The reopening is working. This is actually the second largest dip ever. So again, this is just, I think, more good news, right? You got the casinos opening. We had several casinos open today at midnight. And again, their expectations are up. You have Royal Caribbean, who's not even cruising yet, raising another $2 billion in a convertible. They're only having to pay 5%. This is all the Fed. If Jerome Powell and the Fed was not there adding liquidity to the bond market, my guess is Royal Caribbean is near bankruptcy. But because the Fed is there, they can get a bond rate of 5%. The power of the Fed. Don't bet against the Fed. AMC Theaters back in the news. We talked about this, I want to say 2 months ago, when they were already struggling. Then out of nowhere, a rumor, I'll call it, that Amazon was going to buy it. Either, we pontificated on this channel. Is Amazon looking to buy it for cheap real estate, right? Knock down the theaters, build warehouses, or as one subscriber pointed out, wasn't even me, a subscriber pointed out that maybe they're going to use it for content distribution, right? I thought that was pretty creative, right? Amazon has the balance sheet. They could hold AMC Theaters closed for another couple of years, remodel, open it up, and man, boom, they have another distribution for Amazon content. So it will be interesting to see what happens there. But again, AMC themselves have come out and said, we have significant doubt that we can remain in business. This is maybe Amazon walked away. Maybe AMC is using this as negotiation to say, Amazon, time to step up and put in an offer or we're out. So we will see what happens there. Big news from eBay. eBay pre-announced. We had a positive pre-announcement today. And they came in and said better than expected demand. They're taking their expected Q2 earnings up from 73 cents to 80 cents to $1.02 to $1.06. That's a 30% beat, which is pretty impressive. Looking at the mortgage market, again, we are a real estate channel first and foremost. Looks like the government-backed loans, probably as expected, have taken a lion's share of the demand the last 2 months. Historically speaking, if you look at 2019, government-backed residential loans came in at about 91%, still 9 out of 10. They are currently running at 98% plus. So basically, every loan is government-backed. Not sure what that says, not sure if there's any meaning there. It does probably mean that other lenders are nervous and the government is just saying yes. But that is, that will eventually have to go the other direction, I would imagine. And then finally, I will say it again, several casinos opened up in Las Vegas after 2.5 months of closure. We are definitely going to get Brian Lebo back on the channel to talk about his May data. Yeah, again, I think generally good news, right? The economy is opening up. A couple of things to really watch. We got to start talking about continuing claims. Tomorrow's unemployment number is going to move the market. It either validates ADP's extremely good number yesterday, or it's one of those times where ADP and the claims number are just out of whack, which I talked about yesterday is certainly a possibility. Assignment properties, right? Commercial mall operators are now going after their tenants and a $66 million suit against Gap. And lastly, let's just give a shout out to the people invested in the market. If you've been invested in the S&P the last 50 days, congratulations. You have had the best 50-day move ever, 37.7%. Congratulations. So again, remember, this channel is for you. As I mentioned at the opening, I have unfortunately seen a trend of subscriber growth fall the last week or so. So if you've been watching this channel, which a lot of you have for a long time, let me know when I'm doing different or wrong. I'd love to see growth in this. I'm still having fun, so that's all good. And we have 3 interviews today. We have Jonathan here in a few minutes, and then 2 surprise guests later in the day. Which will likely mean at least 2 interviews posted today. The third one's kind of late, so that might post tomorrow. All right, everybody, take care of yourself. Have fun. Bye.